Hey everybody, this is Danny at Danny's Guitar Hub, and I'm here today to show you the anatomy of the guitar. This is sort of assuming that you've never played before or you're still pretty new and you wanted to refresh on it a little bit. So this is the basics. I'm going to go through piece by piece and show you what everything is. I have an electric with me right now. It's a little bit different than an acoustic, but not by much. It's pretty much all the same thing. Anything different I'll point out. So basically what we have here is the body, right here, the largest portion of the guitar, and comes in many different shapes. It's not really important except for the aesthetic, kind of what shapes you like. It's not going to really alter the sound any. What material it's made out of will, but this is the body. Now connected to the body is the neck, which is this long portion here, and the neck goes up to the head. This is the headstock of the guitar. Now, at the headstock, you have these little knobs here. These are called tuners, and what they do is they tune your guitar. So you adjust these to get your strings in tune to each other and your guitar all in tune. Right here, that holds the strings, this little black portion here, on most guitars it's white. This is called the nut, and this has a lot to do with the tone that you get out of your guitar and the action and everything, but this will hold the strings in place and when they come through to get to the tuners. Now along the neck, see these usually labeled as dots, but on mine they're sort of flag-shaped little emblems. These are markers for the frets, and what the frets are these little metal guys that go all the way up and down the neck. That determines what note you're playing, and that way you can find your way around. But you'll see that the first fret is marked with that little flag. So it's the 3rd, the 5th, 7th, 9th, and then it skips up to the 12th. And then at the 12th, we call this an octave because this note is the same as this. So really anything you play open here, you can play up here and have the same thing. It's just an octave higher, so it's just a higher pitch. So that's the neck, head, tuners, frets, and then down here at the body, what holds the strings in place down here is the bridge, this little piece right here, and you can adjust that for intonation purposes. So we have the bridge there, and then we have these pickups right here. Can't really see them too well. Now you can probably see them a little bit better. What these do is they pick up the noise from the strings and they then send it to the volume pots, which amplifies it, and the output. But what you have here on these knobs, this is your volume, the first one usually, and some guitars have more tone knobs, but this one has 2. These back 2 are the tone knobs. They adjust the levels from each pickup, and so your sound is traveling through the pickups, and you have your volume adjustment here, your tone adjustment here, and then once all that noise is registered, it's going to go out through the output, which is where you would plug in your chord. Now on an acoustic, where these pickups are, you would instead see a sound hole, which actually you can see right there. A little sound hole action there. And that's where your all your resonance from the acoustic is going to lay within the body there. But if it's an electric acoustic, it'll have different knobs, usually right around here area, that adjust the volume and tones as well. And then that also will have an output, 1/4 inch output plug. So that's sort of the basics. Now for the strings, what we have here, this is actually in a different tuning, but the bottom string is the E string. Actually, I think of it as the bottom string. It's always called the top string because it's on top. So you have your top E right there. Your next string will be an A. The next is going to be a D. Then you have your G, your B, and then your bottom E. And so a little mnemonic device that you can remember your string names would be every alcoholic drinks gin before Easter, or however you want to remember it. So those are some of the basics. Also I forgot to mention, most guitars have this tone pot. When you adjust it, if you're playing it through an amp, you can definitely hear the difference. This goes between the pickups as well, sort of like the tone knobs, except it's a little more extreme. When it's down, facing down, it's going to be the treble pickup. When it's in the middle, it's going to be both, and then the bottom is going to be the bass. And you'll hear when you have it on the bottom, it's a lot bassier. In between usually gives you a real warm sound, and then on the treble, you'll definitely hear that the highs are a lot higher and maybe a little more crisp. So there you have it. There's the anatomy of the guitar. Hope that helped. And if you have any questions or comments, please absolutely leave them. Ask. And if you want me to cover anything else that you can think of or you have any issues with, just let me know, and I'd love to hear back from you. Also visit my website. It is www.dannysguitarhub.weebly.com. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.